Hello everyone and welcome back. I do apologize. Our friends here on Twitch may have seen a little bit, not a lot. Um, just because at this current moment in time I was a little distracted and then just recently very distracted. But we will keep moving on. Okay. Okay, so that is that planted. Let's make sure we get plenty of torches up. You know, we had a rain. Question is, do those barrels actually have water in them? Because they should. Ah, awesome. Let me do this real quick. Nice and careful. Let's go to sleep. Of course I can't rest now. There are creatures nearby. And by creatures, I mean zombies. No more muss, no more fuss. Let us get the day started. I'm gonna build a nice little area. It is weird that these aren't updating. But even if it's not updating, in theory, I can take my dust and turn nothing into clay. And we can grab a bunch of gravel. Couple IMs. I mean, I am Groot. And while I'm at it, might as well see if I can work on making a higher tier furnace. Okay. The cobblestone in my lap. Okay. So many things I can do with it. That is crazy. Okay, so we need at least 2 of those. Okay. Hmm. There we go. Not quite super useful, but let me for now keep it. So that, take some of you in there, toss your root in there. Like our quests, overworld. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2. Rest cobblestone times 2. That's a weird way for that to do that, but hey, it worked. Okay, 2 more. 4. Use. Okay, so you can make the Infernium tools not particularly useful as far as I can tell. Like, those are good, but if I'm not mistaken... Go. And then let's see if I can get the seeds. Don't think. Oh. So it is nice to know that I can make that farmland, but beyond that, not really seeing a need for these seeds. Or purple coral. So many things that are rubber, aluminum. Okay, so basically they're a seed for all the animals. Silicone, which would actually be useful. The dye seed will probably be useful later on. Nature seed, that is absolutely useful. Another. Okay, so for now, you can go away, you can go away. Interesting, but not something I'm going to be worrying about this very instant. Yeah, which order is obvious thing. There. Smelting going. Anvil. That. Okay. First things first. I need to get glass, which I can actually get relatively easily. I can get relatively easily if stuff finishes in a reasonable amount of time. So. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So if I just do that. Fine, cool. Pickaxe head, we have a whole bunch of them. Obtainium. Sure. We're gonna make the pickaxe out of unobtainium. I apologize, I know this is probably a little bit boring. But I need to do something for a second while I waited for a furnace to open up. Green. Copper, copper. I have exactly 2 chunks of copper. I wonder, is this something that they'll let me toss on a fire pit? I don't think so. Okay. Oh, that's cool. It lets you pick which type of copper. That's actually very useful. Grab the extra glass. Because we need to do this. So we did this. 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 That. A bunch of that. And then that is just a seared heater covered in copper. Which actually is fine because I have to go get more copper. And part of that's going to be going into our mining dimension. Which, let's see, I'm going to take a chest. There. And everything that I'm not taking with me to the mining dimension is going back in that chest, and then I can just pull it out when I'm done. Okay, so here, where am I? What? Ow. That confused me quite substantially. Let me just take everything then. Obviously, putting a chest on top of this has messed everything up and nearly caused me to die. Go figure. Will you try to kill me if I put a chest alongside? Honestly, not sure, but I am at least partway sure. I will find out very quickly. Don't want to do iron. I need stone hair kit, which reminds me, go here, go there. Ow. Okay, if it teleports me to Nowhere Land and Beyond again, I'm gonna have to just keep using the teleports, because there's no point in ending up almost annihilated every single time. More Certus. Or definitely something I need to keep handle on. Okay. A little bit overkill, but I'd rather not deal with just everything spawning. Ow. Of course, I then immediately fall down where everything spawns. Hi. Oh, that's durability. Honestly, I had no idea. Hmm. Okay, I got really lucky there, because if either of them had just a little bit more health, I wouldn't be here. What is this? Zinc ore. Okay, so I can actually get quite decent chunks from that. $30. Copper. Definitely gonna need to... Yeah, definitely gonna have to upgrade this. Hmm. Okay, I don't like that. Why is there music playing? And why is it directional? Okay. Well, for now, we are actually going to use our teleport. Go home. Yeah, no, it's a little cheaty, but... World's not gonna end just because I teleported home. Let's see. Current course of action I need to take. Rid of the extra materials I have. Emerald site. Okay. Crimson iron site. No idea what any of this stuff is. I am almost positive that there is some good use for it that I'm not aware of. But at least for the time being, I'm just going to worry about expanding, knowing that I'm going to be ripping a lot of this stuff out soon. this right. And by right, I mean in a way that is going to work. At least most of the time. Clip, clip, and clip. Ow. And of course, blood, because I'm not wise enough to get out of there. Have to break this now. Just to get clear, which did use some lava. There. Try and make more Groot. We just accidentally set myself on fire as well, because that's how we're going. Okay. We're gonna go for 8. I immediately went past it because I'm not paying attention. So our new thing is 16. Ta-da! No mistakes at all. Okay. Yep. You guys. I am going to need more copper because at a certain point I will want to be able to power these. To set up auto for okay. I also need to remember going into the quest and out. Is there anything that's well, not useful. Is there anything very easy to make? If I'm not mistaken, Rose gold, I thought, was a gold and copper, yeah. So that might be a little project. I'm going to want to put you there for now. Brick. Burn up the brick. Gonna do that for right this second. And then I'm immediately gonna rip this up because I did the not so bright. And going to need to add chests right out here. I then immediately cover up because Icer is not thinking. This, we will do that. And then toss iron. And this should get us enough iron to make funnels. Oh, exactly 2 blocks. Oh, that makes this a little bit easier. Just because I can go here, here. Switch. And this is eventually what I will be doing on a grander scale. And just making it automated, because you can automate the collection of I believe it's blaze heads and things like that when done right. There we go. Now it's automated. Sorry about that. Again, helping my wife through a small crisis. Here, sleep through the night. Since I now have a way of getting some metals handled. Does zinc mix with anything? Yeah, zinc and copper makes brass. That's immediately out. Which reminds me, I do need to start making I think it has to be cobblestone in order for it to work. I could be wrong, but I'd rather not find out the hard way. By hard way, I mean the way where I mess something up. Finish relatively soon, then I can swap my pickaxe head out. More. One, two, three. I also need to look into EMC because it is the one thing that I always seem to enjoy getting into. I don't know why. Project E. Plus shown. So for my recipes, uses. Okay, forget that. That's literally not available. And quite literally won't be available for a very extended period of time. So because that'll build up a whole bunch, but it means squat if I can't use it here. Like, don't get me wrong, stuff is very, very useful. But for now, growth accelerator. Yeah, that would be absolutely lovely. Okay, the mining dimension. A compact machine world. Twilight Forest. Applied air. Okay. The end. Beneda. Storage, yeah, I do have to come up with that. There. Here, toss out there, toss out here. Toss this here. Toss this here. Pick that up. And drop copper. I think in theory that will just let it work, but what we want to do is take our pickaxe, fix it, and toss that on it. It does mean that these repair kits are going to be zinc, clay, tin. Okay. That's good to know, and something I'm definitely gonna have to make a couple repair kits. I'm gonna make 4. There we go. Wait, is it 2 per? Okay, that's less great. But it is what it is. Let's throw that in there. Don't have a need to go to another at this very instant. And it is what it is. Okay. Hmm. Okay. way. Hello. We have 2 gamer kitties with us now. Hmm. Okay. Alright, if I'm not mistaken, I can go here, here. That's kind of funny. Ta-da! Well, that hurt. And yes, I know it kind of takes the bite out of death, but at that point, like, if I really wanted to avoid dying, I could just stay in the overworld. I am at the point in the game where I can just do everything from the overworld. Hmm. Yep, any place with light is a bad place. There, there. And so we do that over there, where it's less likely to end up a graveyard. Keep walking. Now I do have... I... Yeah. I don't think I have a reason to be here anymore. Like, I'm sure I'll end up with reasons to be back here, but... Let's teleport home. Okay, so that is the actual case thing. No. Copper and gold. Actually, I think I have gold here, so... no, but I do have copper here. 4 gold. That in there. There we go. I think that should be enough to do the entire thing. Back. Apparently we had a lot of it. 3 blocks, which is very nice. Turn that on. Toss all the iron in. As far as I'm aware, you can't mix them. Shouldn't have to worry. I do have enough diamonds to actually make a diamond... I forget what the term is. Diamond mesh? Here, go here. Gonna do that. Grab our bricks. Okay. I don't think it speeds up if I run around it, so I'm not going to worry about doing that. Gold for this. A tinker's station. Some seared bricks. Next one. I already have that. I don't think I need the tinker station. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna toss it in there just so it gets used up, but nice fancy anvil. Yeah, that's just gonna waste a bunch of my lava, but not particularly worried. Lead. Needs your lead. What kind of alloys? Okay, nothing I have to worry about there. Perfect. And now we got string. Ilkity. Thumbs. Okay. Grab our iron. Okay, well, I don't need to do that right now. Make life easier. One emerald short. Good to know. Okay, so I need 2 diamond sticks and oak sieve. Okay, so you need 4. Okay, do that. That. Auto heavy sieve, cool. Mana sieve. Auto sieve. At least for this instance. Which again, I don't know why I can't see the mesh. Like it's there, but can't seem to see it. Which sieve were you again? You are compressed gravel. Okay. And gravel I can make dirt. There we go. I really should. So there's a bunch of ways you can speed this up and automate it. One of the ways you can have like basically an automatic right clicker do it. You can do it with power with just like an actual automated system, which if I'm not mistaken they are better because they get upgrades. What I've done in the past is set up the automated system with the right clicker, put a water current on top, and just let it run. Hey. You. because as far as I'm aware, there's not really a downside to upgrading it. It just increases the quality of the items I can get, which is not really a problem. Now, one of the things I've done in the past is set up the auto sieve kind of things with drawers. Had the drawers compress everything into proper units, and then anything that wouldn't combine in a smelter would automatically go to their individual smelters. So long as this stuff didn't combine, I could keep it, I think, down to about 2 smelters, I believe, for everything that comes out of this stuff. Finish that. Okay. Okay. At least for right now. All of this thing fine. Way. Not perfect, but toss that. So as long as I don't do silver, debris, magma, silver, debris, magma, or copper. Toss more lead in. More gold. Pretty sure tossing uranium in a smelter might do bad things. No? Okay. Let's go get an extra bucket of lava. That run for a bit. Grab these. That. No. No idea how I did that. very much like to off. Okay. I believe I can make for this by melting the root. But at that point, wasting time. Cooking. Can't do silver. Nickel, my buddy old pal. What do you mix well with? Copper and iron. So, yep, that's actually. Just because I have a bunch of iron. That would actually be kind of useful to have Invar. The main reason that's useful is it is used in hardened components, and a lot of the like the ignition extruder and like the magmatic dynamo, stuff like that. Because if I'm not mistaken, while that's not perfect, it does allow me to make like a cobblestone generator. Now, I don't think I would need to use the igneous extruder just because yeah, it might run automatically, but I'm pretty sure there are cobble generators used elsewhere on the map. There we go. Aluminum. What are used? Or more specifically, what do you mix with? Apparently you don't. Right by me. Silver mixed with gold. Zinc. You... I'm not mistaken, you are a copper, so no copper there. Zinc can go in. Uranium can go in. And then tin is only a problem with copper. Still burning up a lot of lava, but let's get things done. I do know it feels like we didn't get anything done, or at least to me. But that's kind of how this works sometimes. What kind of pipes? Not mistaken, that's the one I'm gonna need. Hey. Break it. Get that. Come over here. Use 2 pieces of coal. Now I do believe I need a lot more clay. But, at least for now, that's a silly. Silver, do you mess with a lot of things? Destabilized redstone's not going to be in there. Glowstone's not going to be in there. And gold is already out. So, silver is getting out of the way. Although I don't think I'm going to have enough temperature, even though silver should be a low enough melting temperature. I get the feeling it's not quite there. Oh, yeah. Okay. Neato. We are coming up on time relatively quickly. Actually, I just thought of something. Make. Yeah, I could throw that straight in there. Good to know. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Two more. Ah! Hopefully my allergies will stop attempting to take me out. Uh-oh. That didn't bode well. Think uranium. Once all that's done, I'm gonna do the copper. That. Which, according to what I know, got 10 and silver. I'll let it go for now. Putting way too much effort into keeping an eye on that when at the end of the day, it is one of those processes that just kind of takes care of itself. I'm making so many sword chests. We'll get this all cleaned up eventually. And I'm not sifting anymore at this exact moment just because it will drive me insane. Huh? Again, I definitely pushed a button for that. Okay, that's T. For future reference, T is for mess up everything. Not mistaken, I can go like that. I think the wrench I already have works. If not, I can make their wrench, but there we go. And now, dust. Yep. I could even automate it with hoppers. That's the words. Hoppers. Yeah, I could automate it with hoppers, and that would just make things very easy. Okay, so that is the most efficient way of doing these. Do it in blocks. Technically should do, but for this very, very instant, not worrying too much about it. I do want to do master because it lets you do everything. Four, four, four. Yeah, I'm gonna need to be careful. Making dirt to get grass seeds. Yep. Do the silly. Let's funnel this stuff down. Let's see if I get anything useful. Definitely something that took inventory space because everything just exploded. So the ancient spores are going to be witch water, all that. I got exactly one thing of grass seeds. Beets, which are useful, but not right this second. Very ancient. Bamboo, again, useful, not this second, but they are. Days. Goes. Now if I do this right, and expand out there, I'll make a raised platform, I think, is what I want to do. In that raised platform, I will do grass so that I can spawn other things. Rid of everything that's currently sitting in my inventory. Over here, toss all of them in. And I now have quite a bit of resources. It's nice. Here. I need, what is it, 10 gold, bunch of stone, bunch of red carpet. That's gonna bother me. Don't know why it decided that doesn't count, but might as well see if it'll. Count. And the reason I'm doing this over again isn't just for the what's called words are important. It's not just for the achievement, it is because that does basically walk us down the path of doing other things. And boom, boom, boom. 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 And the other thing that does is I can start, if I'm not mistaken, I think I can expand these by just putting more near it. Okay, here, glowstone dust. Back to dust. Funny that gas tiers do show up here. Nether quartz, that's kind of cool. Guaranteed to get it from compacted soul sand. Yes, I need a mob farm. No, I'm not worrying about too much agriculture. We need what? Where's tier 2? So tier 2 honey, appetite. So aluminum, sulfur, saltpeter, nature. All easy stuff to do. Tier 3 seeds. Iron seeds is gonna be this stuff. And that's all the useful stuff. Zombie seeds. A soul jar, soul glass, and solarium. Okay. Okay. Neat. That's tier 4, 5, and tier 6. Nether star seeds. Botany plant. Again, as silly as it sounds, the instant you have one, you are basically done. Alright, everybody. Looks like it's our wrapping up time. Hope you all have a good one. And take it easy.